sir, please. Please, I don't want to go. I don't want to go.
What the fuck, Sony? I don't even know how to begin this rant because I feel like I need to rant about I got a lot of built up energy today. So what you guys, probably a lot of you have heard, is about the recent Sony Marvel deal that's been going about the whole internet for like the last like 24 hours. And if you haven't heard about it, you probably live under a fucking rock and you probably don't even give a shit anyways. But let me just brief it down for you. So, from what I understand, is Disney and Marvel met up one day. Well, but it was probably months of negotiation, and they're just trying to decide on their new contract because I'm pretty sure their like contract was expiring. So Disney decided to use its bargaining power and ask for a 50-50 split, which a lot of people have been going against Disney in this whole ordeal. But it makes sense on their end because Disney does like 90% of the work. They film it, they cast, they write an incredibly storyline. While Sony, from what I understand, is all they do is pay the production cost. Which, yeah, sure, they pay the production cost, which is millions, like maybe $100 million, if that, probably more than that actually. But Disney wanted a 50-50 split because they were able to like take this character that Sony fucking fucked up with Amazing Spider-Man 2 and basically turn him into something way better. We as the fans finally get to see a Spider-Man in an MCU movie, and now our dreams have been shattered. As you can see, a lot of people have been furious about this, including myself. And a lot of people have been blaming Disney, a lot of people have been blaming Sony. I think I blame more towards Sony because, like I said, I know, I get it. Disney is a corporate overlord. And in fact, I think they're actually becoming a bigger monopoly than they should be given. In fact, I honestly think the government should step in and tell them, hey, you can't buy all this shit because that's a monopoly. Like they kind of did with like Microsoft. And it's like, but let me explain why I side with Disney's point on this. Like I said before, they're the ones that casted Tom Holland. They casted the director. They made the storyline for him. They introduced him to an amazing cast of characters. He was funny. He was good. It's what we all as fans have been wanting for decades. And they basically revived him from what the pitfall of Amazing Spider-Man 2 was. Now, don't get me wrong, Sony has had some okay movies regarding the whole Spider-Man verse. For example, Into the Spider-Verse. Into the Spider-Verse was an amazing movie, and it was honestly very well written. The animation style was amazing. It was something I've never seen before. But they also made Venom, which was okay. A lot of people give a lot of crap about it. But it still wasn't like the best. It was probably one of the more forgettable superhero movies. Sure, it was fun and all when you first watched it, but I probably won't watch it again. I might, but I don't know. It's not memorable. But the movies that they've made recently with Spider-Man, we got Spider-Man Homecoming, Spider-Man Far From Home, who they finally explored different villains and stuff. But now it's like, now it's just crushed because now they can't reach to a deal. So I believe Disney is I feel like they're in the right to ask for a little bit more. Because the previous deal is, I believe they got like 5% off the film. Which is not a lot. Because, like, let's just do some quick, simple math here real quick. Like, let's go to boxofficemojo.com once. So this is where I like to go to do most of my... Like, this is where you get to see, like, all, like, how much money movies are making. And let's just look up Spider-Man once. So for context, Spider-Man Homecoming had a production budget of $175 million, which is a big steep in Sony's pockets. But if you look closely, it also made about almost $880 million worldwide, and that's because of what Disney did for it. Because let's look at Amazing Spider-Man 2 once, which is for shits and giggles. Yeah, I was thinking of looking at Amazing Spider-Man 2 once. So yeah, as you can see here, I mean, it did make about the same, but, I mean, also it was on production, but domestically it did shit. Foreign it did pretty well, it did about $500 million. I mean, I wouldn't say the film was a complete flop, but at the same time, a lot of people pretty much hated it. They didn't like it. Let's see here. Okay, so that made it, so they're probably close in revenue. But the thing is, this made over $1 billion. And it even costs less to make. But it's because how Disney wrote Spider-Man into the story of the MCU that we got this. Like, I feel like that's what's more important is the story. And honestly, Sony kind of sucks at handling their product characters. For example, Amazing Spider-Man 2, we basically finally got Spider-Man back. And now they've taken him away from us. But I'll be honest with you, I think Disney might be asking for too much. Like, I think a 50-50 split is kind of unfair, since Sony does own the character and stuff. But I think they should get a little bit bigger cut. They do a lot of the work, they film it, they do everything, while Sony just covers the production cost. Like a 50-50 split, I don't think it should be that. Maybe like a 30-70 split, where they get 30% of it. But I don't think I mentioned this before, but the part of the 50-50 split, Disney would cover half the production cost. So they were being a little bit fair, where they would cover half of it. But still, we cannot let this happen, because we finally got Spider-Man back. We finally found a lovable character that we really want to see more stories with, especially after the end of Spider-Man Far From Home. Obviously, there's probably people might have not seen it yet, but it left off on a major cliffhanger and a major door open for the MCU in total. So it's both in Disney and Sony's interest to make a deal, because without Sony, Disney's kind of fucked right now. Because I didn't go about this rant before, but I want to talk about it a little bit now, since it's kind of like the future of the MCU movies. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. When they announced Phase 4 Marvel movies, I was kind of disappointed. Like, I've never really been disappointed to hear about Marvel movies, but all the ones they announced, I didn't really give a shit about it. Like, Doctor Strange 2 would sound the most exciting to me. Black Widow, okay. But other than that, it's like Thor Love and Thunder, okay, we just had a Thor movie. I wanted to see more Spider-Man films or Guardians of the Galaxy and not. Obviously, the reason why we didn't see any more Spider-Man films is probably because this deal was going kind of sour, and even the MCU head directors didn't even know where the MCU was heading at the time. But now, after Spider-Man Far From Home, they kind of need Spider-Man back in the universe, because, like I said, it basically opened a huge door for the MCU. We finally found a new character that we can love and actually follow the storyline, because a lot of the other characters, I'm like, okay, we've already seen them. But yeah, without Spider-Man, Disney's not going to be able to, like, honestly, I don't even think they're going to be able to do much. Like I said, honestly, I had this discussion with my brother the other day, and I honestly think Marvel movies in general, I think are going to start hit a decline. Because we just had Endgame, which was a huge build-up from the beginning back in 2008 when Iron Man came out. That built up to now. And now we've hit the climax of the storyline. Spider-Man Far From Home was kind of like a little like an epilogue or something like that. But at the same time, it still opens the door for more possibilities. But we've already seen this Thanos storyline go through. And now it's like all these movies they announced, they didn't even go with their big hitters, which I thought was fucking retarded, because I feel like that's the only way people are going to get interested again if you show bigger films. Like Spider-Man, Guardians of the Galaxy, or like, obviously there's not going to be an Avengers film for a while, but we need it as fans. We don't care too much about this post-era after Endgame. We wanted to see some of the other characters as well, but instead I guess they are trying to introduce new characters, but I feel like there's not really much to look forward to. I mean, obviously, they're probably big fans of comics that are looking forward to a lot of these movies, but as for someone like me, I'm just like, okay, I guess I'll see them, but I'm not too excited about them. Not as I was with Phase 3. Phase 3, I was like, holy crap, look at all the Marvel movies coming out. But this one, I'm just like, ew. So, I feel like Disney needs Spider-Man, because otherwise, he's become one of their big hitters now. Since, okay, Endgame's on DVD now, so it's, spoiler alert, since Captain America's gone, Iron Man's gone, they're making a Black Widow movie, but after that, she's probably going to be gone, unless they revive her somehow. So now it's like they're dwindling down characters, and Spider-Man was one of those characters that everybody loved, and honestly, we're really excited to see him come back. But now, he might honestly, I honestly hope to God Disney and Marvel, Disney and Sony reach the deal, because like I said, it's in Disney's best interest to have Spider-Man back in the MCU, and it's definitely on Sony's end to have Spider-Man back in the MCU, because honestly, if they make another Spider-Man film, I will not see it. I don't care. I will boycott the hell out of that movie. I'll tell everybody I know not to go see it. I'll make sure no one will see it. A lot of people feel that way too. We're sick of seeing fucking reboots. I'm sick of seeing reboots. I want to see a continuous storyline. And honestly, I had high hopes because I thought that was going to happen finally. We finally get to see Spider-Man have a long, continued story. But now it's up in the air. Now we don't know what's going to happen. There might be movies still with Tom Holland, but they're not going to have it in the MCU. And it's like, for Tom Holland wise, his Spider-Man relates mostly to the MCU. Like a lot of events, like we have Homecoming where he basically was given his suit and all of these possibilities because of Tony Stark. And then we had Far From Home where I would say he acted with some characters in MCU, but he still interacted with them, which was a really good treat for us fans. Like, he got to interact with Nick Fury and Happy. But now, if he's not part of the MCU, he won't be able to do that anymore. And that's where I bring up the issue, because, like, how can you have, like, Spider-Man without the MCU, and how can you have the MCU without Spider-Man? It's like a two-sided coin. We need both of them. I don't know, this is going to be today's rant, I guess. I don't know, let me know what you guys think in the comments or something. What do you guys think about this whole Spider-Man ordeal and shit? Who do you guys blame? Do you guys blame Disney? Do you guys blame Sony? What do you think? Because honestly, like, I really hope they reach a deal. Like I said, I will not go see any more Spider-Man films if he's not part of MCU. Or if they try to reboot, especially if they reboot it. And honestly, I'm going to start throwing shade at Disney, too, a little bit. Too, because it's like, I don't know, I feel like they have to take, I think they'll make a deal. I think they're going to realize with all this backlash and negative towards both their companies, that they're going to have to. Or better yet, Disney might just buy Sony. But we'll see what happens. So after that, what's today's rant? These rants are going to be randomly and pushed out randomly, so don't expect them, like, on a regular basis. Heck, I haven't done any videos on a regular basis in a while. But, these will happen when they happen, when I get pissed about certain stuff. So, guys, let me know if you guys enjoyed them. Alright, well, this is Andy from the Game Lads. And, I'm going to end today's rant on a kind of a short note. Bye-bye.